I'd like to call the third meeting of the Mayoral City Council on Monday, January 10th, 2022 to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. DeWalt?
Here.
Mr. Cole?
What was that? You broke up.
Mr. Cole?
Present.
Mr. Mitchell? Mr. Mitchell's here, is in the other office. President Smith?
Present.
Here.
Mr. Sidnor?
Here.
Mayor Mel?
Call to order. So fourth item on the agenda is the report of the mayor and city council. Councilman Sidner, I'm going to start with you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to, we already know Martin Luther King birthday is coming up this Saturday, and we'll be celebrating his birthday on Monday is a national holiday. I just want to take a minute to just pause because, as you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in our country. And one of the most important things that Dr. King fought for the Voting Rights Bill. In 1965, the Voting Rights Bill was signed by President Johnson to put some precautions in to keep certain states from changing the law. But in 2013, the United States Supreme Court took out some important provisions in that Voting Rights Bill that's in effect many Americans today. And the John Lewis Voting Rights Bill is on the table. And as we celebrate Dr. King's birthday, and one of the things, like I said earlier, he fought for voting rights. We still fight for voting rights in 2022. So as we celebrate Dr. King's birthday, just take some time to reflect on how important it is. I know voting is very important to me because one of the first things I done when I was in the Navy was one of my collateral duties was I was assigned to on the Voting Rights Committee. And my job was to register people to vote absentee ballot when we was overseas. We were stationed in Scotland. And I've been advocating for voting ever since. I just want to say a couple of things. I'll finish up. I believe that all Americans should have the right to vote regardless, their race, their color, gender, socioeconomic status, whether they've been in prison or not. 21 states that allow convicted felons to vote. 16 states allow convicted felons to vote. One state complete their probation and their parole. 11 states do not allow convicted felons to vote at all. I think voting is a constitutional right. It's not a privilege. So I just hope that we can make it easy for everyone to have access to the ballot. That's clear my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Sidnor. Councilman DeWalt.
Good evening, everyone. Happy 2022, and God bless everyone. On December 20th, I attended a class at City Hall dealing with individuals with learning and mental disabilities. I would like to thank Deputy Chief Blazinski and most of his command staff who attended, and also Pat Haig from the city sat in as well. And it was very, very educational, and I learned a lot. And there was also a large portion of it devoted to trying to understand autism. And the shocking thing that came out of it for me is that 1 in 54 babies born in the United States have some form of autism. On 12/28, I attended a funeral of Rich Blankenship, He was not only a great neighbor, where he's going to be missed in Old Town Laurel, but he was a Howard County firefighter, and he was a family man, a father. I believe there were 6 kids in his family, and he's surely going to be missed in Old Town Laurel. Then on 1/16/2022, as a result of at-large council member Martin Mitchell, there was free COVID testing at Laurel Boys and Girls Club that lasted from noon till 7. I know they gave out all the 200 tests, and when I got there, I knew a couple of the neighbors who had come there for the test and were there at the beginning, and it took about 2.5 hours for them to stand in line, get through all the process, and actually to get the test. So this testing is huge. You'd like to see it happen every day in Laurel. I remember back when the virus started, we were supposed to get our own COVID testing site, not testing site, our actual vaccine site across from Laurel Hospital, and that was quickly dissolved when these big multi-testing sites in Baltimore and Six Flags came up. And it's sometimes during these situations like this that the northern part of Prince George's County gets ignored. And I hope that this testing will continue, because it's a very, very hot item that people want to see and they want to get tested up. Thank you very much, Mr. President. That completes my report.
Thank you, Councilman DeWalt. Councilman Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. On December 16th, I distributed some ARPA funds with the mayor and Councilman Mitchell to the New Day organization off of Laurel Bowie Road. After that, we also took a tour with Mr. Bailey of our new property at the multipurpose facility. That was very enlightening to see what we're going to be having go on over there. On the 20th of December, I was with my fellow council members handing out holiday spirit awards. There was a lot of camaraderie. We got to know each other a little bit better, and we saw some amazing work that our fellow citizens have done with their holiday displays in the city. And then this past Saturday, I attended the ribbon cutting at Love Life Cafe. That was a great new coffee shop in Laurel. I'm excited to go there again. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Cole. Councilman Mitchell.
Thank you, President Smith. I appreciate it. So my report, just as Councilmember Cole just stated, I won't speak long. I was able to join the mayor and Councilmember Cole in passing out the ARPA fund at New Day. And we also got a little tour of the Sports Fits, which is now going to be, a multi-purpose center. And, it was actually my first time in there since, I guess the ownership had changed. So it was definitely enlightening to see the possibilities of what is possible in that space. And after that, on the 20th, we participated in going to hand out the holiday awards. So that was very fun. I was joined by President Smith, Councilmember DeWalt, Councilmember Cole, and we had fun in the cold passing out these awards. And last Thursday was the COVID testing at the Boys and Girls Club Center, as Councilmember DeWalt had mentioned. We were also Delegate Mike Rogers stopped by, and I believe most of the council members stopped by. And as Councilmember DeWalt said, I was really happy that they could give out about 200 testing and really help the need for testing. And this past Saturday, we had the pleasure of the ribbon cutting at Live Life Cafe. Got to make sure I get the name right. Or no, Love Life. I apologize. Love Life Cafe. And that was very very good time. And I hope to see more of this business, and especially more vegan options in the city.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Mitchell. On December 19th, I had my toy drive in partnership with Brazen BMW and Fresh Green. We were able to donate the toys to families in need of children at the new hospital out in Largo. December 20th, I joined my colleagues in handing out the holiday awards. It was fun. It was great to connect and great to see the different houses with all the spirit. It was very beautiful to see, especially because we had no snow. Last Thursday, I attended Councilman Mitchell's COVID testing. It was pretty good for the community. I saw a lot of people, even outside of our community, were coming in, driving in far just for that. And this past Saturday, as you heard, I was along with my colleagues on the council and the mayor. We were at the ribbon cutting for the Love Life Cafe, which is a beautiful establishment, and we're happy to have them here. That concludes my report. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Several things. Condolences to Richard and Mary Blankenship on the passing of their son, Richie Edward Blankenship Jr. You heard Richie was involved in community. He was a member of the Laurel Fire Department and then a Howard County firefighter for over 20 years. And Rich gave a great battle, and I was sorry to see the passing of him. Been a good friend, and the family is well established here in Laurel. So our condolences to the family. The Hope House Treatment Center, I had the opportunity to attend, and when they had a hygiene drive, a donation appreciation citation was presented. So I appreciate their invitation of allowing me to be a small part of that. This is back in December, Mr. President, just so you're aware. And then we had the legislative meet and greet at Show Place Arena. The Living Hope Church and New Day, we did present ARPA funds, checks to, for all that they've done in the community. The Laurel Police Department, we congratulate again all those officers do outstanding work day in and day out. They had their quarterly awards program, and we did do a press release and put all that information out. A lot of good things happening in the police department. Although it sits right on the city boundaries, I was invited to attend the 7-Eleven ribbon cutting ceremony, which was on Baltimore Avenue across from Academy of Ford, one of their new 7-Eleven prototypes. And again, wish them the very best. On December the 18th, we did have Reeves Across America here in Laurel. I want to thank all those who participated. We tried to do it safely. And still had a very good turnout. The weather wasn't the best, but it was for a great cause. And again, I think it's one of the better programs that we continue to do annually here in the city of Laurel. We did present checks to Fish of Laurel and Elizabeth House, as well as Royal House Chapel International, the First United Methodist Church, all received checks for their work in feeding the community and during the pandemic. And then we had the Prince George County Municipal Association Board of Directors. And as you heard, Love Life Cafe, their grand opening, again, another small minority business, woman-owned here in the city of Laurel opened. We wish them the very best. And want to remind everybody that when it snows, keep an eye out. If you're on a snow emergency route, you will need to move your car. We do not like to tow, and we do not like to give tickets out. So it's better if it's going to snow, if it's getting ready to snow and it might be late in the evening, I encourage you to get your car off the snow emergency route. So whatever. If you're not sure if you're living on a snow emergency route, you can go on the city's website. In the public works section, you'll see a map that shows all of the snow emergency routes. I do want to remind everybody that the Laurel Hospital has a testing site. You can walk up, drive up for testing. It's Monday through Sunday. It's at 7300 Van Dusen Road, which is the hospital. And no appointment is necessary, and that goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's daily. The city also provided funding for the next 3 months for testing and a vaccine. That you do have to make appointments for. It's at the Laurel Pharmacy and Mart over there on Baltimore Avenue. You go to their website and you can get that information. I think they put it on Facebook. We'll make sure it's up on our website so you can register to get that. But we'll be providing that service for the next 3 months. And then we are looking to get some self-testing, home self-testing for COVID, and we'll keep everybody posted on that as that moves forward. I do want to remind everybody that city offices will be closed on January the 17th for Martin Luther King Day. And Mr. President, I have a couple appointments if you're okay with me moving forward with those.
Sure, Mr. Mayor.
For appointment, we have Tony Small for the Arts Council, and reappointment Angela O'Neill for the Arts Council and Heather Brooks for the Arts Council. And I'd ask for your approval on this. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to agenda item number 5, the appointments of the mayor. Appointments submitted to mayor on appointments on the memorandum dated January 6, 2022. Can I ask for a motion to confirm?
Mr. President, I make a motion to confirm the appointments as assigned.
Right. Can I have a second? Can I have a second?
I'll second. Councilman Cole.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. All right. So, we're moving on to agenda item number 6, general public hearing. All right. Ms. Earl, is anyone signed up to speak?
President Smith, there's nobody signed up to speak during the general public hearing.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll open the general public hearing at 6:16 p.m. and I will close the public hearing at 6:16 p.m. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the city of Laurel will be holding virtual meetings. The public is asked to submit written testimony on agenda items to the Laurel City Clerk at krau@laurel.md.us by 2 p.m. on meeting dates. All right, moving on to agenda item number 7. A court reporter on the meeting for this agenda item. A second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 1991, text amendment number 261, and ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland, to amend the Unified Land Development Code, Chapter 20, Land Development and Subdivision Regulations, to update the department title and update the mixed-use transportation-oriented zone, planned unit development existing zone, and create public art guidelines in the sections listed and providing for an effective date. Director Love, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. President, Mayor, and council members. For you is text amendment number 261, ordinance 1991, as required by the City of Laurel Code, providing legislation to amend the city's Unified Land Development Code. Text amendment application number 261, ordinance 1991, was filed on November 16, 2021 by city staff to the Mayor and City Council of Laurel to amend the Laurel Unified Land Development Code, Chapter 20, Land Development and Subdivision, Article 1, Zoning, to amend Chapter 20, Division 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, Article 2, Subdivision 1 and 2, Article 5, Forest Conservation, Article 6, Roads and Sidewalks, Division 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and Article 7, Sewer and Sewage Disposal, all which include the following sections that have been updated. Section 20-5.3.4.10, 6.12, 7.8, 0.17, .18, .20, .25, Section 8.7, 9.12, 10.7, 11.6, 12.1, 13.4, .5, .6, .11, 14.4, 15.2, 16.10, 17.7, 20.8, 21.2, .3, 22.3, .38, 23.1, .2, .3, 24.4, .5, .6, .7, .8, 25.7, 26.5, .12, .13, .19, 27.1, .3, 28.3, .4, .5, .6, .7, .8, 29.10, .11, 30.4, 41.2, .3, .4, .5, .6, .7, .11, .12, .13, .17, 42.3, .8, 43.3, .4, 44.12, 48.6, 49.27, and 50.2. The proposed ordinance was sent to the Maryland Department of Planning for comment. MDP had no issues with the changes. File contains a certificate of publication verifying that this application and public hearing was advertised as required by law in the December 23rd, December 30th, and the January 6th editions of the Prince George's Post. A memorandum from the City of Laurel Planning Commission to the Mayor and City Council dated December 15th, 2021 reads as follows. At the regular meeting of the City of Laurel Planning Commission held on December 14th, 2021, the following action was taken on the subject zoning application. The commission, on the motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Mr. Welford, and carried on a roll call vote of all members present, voted to recommend approval of text amendment number 261, ordinance 1991 as presented in the technical staff report and proposed ordinance to the mayor and city council. That concludes the reading of the file, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Love. Can I have I'm going to open a public hearing at 6:21 p.m. and I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:21 p.m. Can I have a motion to approve?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1991, text amendment number 261.
Can I have a second? Second, anyone?
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. DeWalt, Mr. Cole,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Mo.
I concur.
On to agenda item 7B. Introduction and first public hearing on resolution number 1-22, a resolution of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland, to establish the City of Laurel Advisory Committee relating to the redistricting of the city ward boundaries. Mayor Mo, you have the floor.
Mr. President, stated at the work session, this is a committee that's set up to review our ward boundaries required under our charter after each 10 years. We take census numbers. Our boundaries are a little bit off on, but not a lot. But I think that the best way to proceed, as we've done in the past, is to appoint a citizens advisory committee to be transparent. And I assure you, it won't be anything like the federal government or the state does theirs. It'll be well organized and presented to the council on their findings.
Thank you, Mayor Mo. Can I have a motion to approve?
I'm gonna- This is introduction unless you all want to suspend rules.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry about that. Sorry, I have the wrong. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Mayor Mo. Moving on to, second public hearing with possible action scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, January 24th, 2022 at 6 p.m.
Mr. President?
Yes, ma'am.
You open the public hearing on resolution 1-22, open and close. There's nobody
Thank
signed
you,
up.
Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:24 p.m. and I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:24 p.m. All right, and second public hearing with possible action will be scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, January 24th, 2022 at 6 p.m. All right, moving on to agenda item number 7C, introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1992. The introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1992, an ordinance to amend the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022, and to provide an effective date. Director Saylor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council, Mayor Mo. As we discussed at the work session, this is our third amendment to the FY 2022 operating and CIP budgets. This ordinance provides for $208,000 in public safety surcharge funds to fund the CAD RMS redundancy system for the police department. It provides $57,820 of PEG funds from cable subscriptions to fund the live unit, as described by Ms. Barnes, to fund the creation of a podcast room at Laurel TV, and to also acquire new computers for the editing suites for Laurel TV. And it also includes $80,000 in speed camera funds to provide for backup radios, as well as Laurel Police Department vehicle upfit costs. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Director Saylor. I'm going to open a public hearing at 6:26 p.m. and I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:26 p.m. Can I have a motion to suspend the council rules?
Mr. President, I make a motion to suspend the council rules for ordinance 1992.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. DeWalt,
Just a quick comment before I vote. I did hear Michelle say that there was $80,000 taken out of the speed camera fund. That's what this money, not only do these speed cameras slow our people driving crazy through our city, but they also generate revenue that's used in good things. And there's $80,000 that we would have to find from another source other than this is the people that speed on our highways and through our neighborhoods that we got this money from, and it's going to a good cause. I vote yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. Moving on to agenda item number 8.
Mr. President,
Consideration.
can I say something? I think
Yes, sir.
we suspend the rules to go. Now you got to call the motion to vote on that ordinance.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Sidnor. Can I have Madam Clerk, please call the roll for a vote?
Motion first.
Mr. President, you'll need to ask for a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 1992. The council just voted to suspend the council rules, so now you'll need to ask for a motion.
Can I have a motion?
I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1992, Mr. President.
Second,
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
yes,
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Mo.
Concur.
Moving on to agenda item number 8. Recommendations. A consideration of a bid recommendation. Director Kevin Frost, you have the floor.
Mr. President, is this the in-car camera system agenda?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you tonight is a contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated of Scottsdale, Arizona, for the purchase of 10 Axon Fleet 2 camera systems. These are the camera systems that are in our police patrol vehicles. This is a 33-month contract. Funding will be in the IT CIP 12A project and includes the maintenance support, hardware installation, and the cloud software service. Total cost of this contract is $50,400. The purchase will be made using the State of Maryland 2012 Technology Hardware Contract 060 Bravo 2490022. Staff is recommending council approve.
Thank you, Director Frost. Can I have a motion to award the bid?
Yes, Mr. President, I make a motion to recommend the bid to purchase of police cameras, car system, Avion Enterprise Incorporation.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes,
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. All right, agenda item number 8B. Consideration of bid recommendation. Purchase of police CAD RMS redundant network connection, Motorola Solutions, Inc. Director Frost, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before you now is a contract to provide a redundant network connection to the 911 center from our police dispatch center at 811 5th Street. The contract will be with Motorola Solutions Incorporated. The cost of the contract is $208,000. The procurement vehicle is the Prince George's County Motorola radio contract C-0891, and funding will be available in the IT CIP project 12A, and staff is recommending approval.
Thank you, Director Frost. Any discussion? Any questions? No. Can I have a motion to award bid?
Yes, Mr. President, I make a motion to award the bid, the purchase of a police CAD RMS system, redundant network connections, Motorola Solution Corporation.
Can I have a second?
I'll second, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Cole. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes,
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. All right, the next agenda item is agenda item 8C, consideration of bid recommendation, live broadcast unit lease, Live View. Director Barnes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mayor, and City Council members. Before you is a memo dated December 19th of 2021, recommending your approval of funds for the leasing of a live broadcasting unit for Laurel TV. Notice of this project was provided to key vendors in the television industry who offer this type of specialized equipment. This project will allow us to expand our broadcasting capabilities in the field. It will also give us the opportunity to increase our coverage of entertainment and local sporting events, as well as popular community events like the Main Street Festival, Wreaths Across America, and the Armory illumination during the holidays. This equipment would also provide a vitally important dedicated line that would fortify our live social media productions. LiveView Incorporated is located in Hackensack, New Jersey. They are the premier provider of this type of equipment. They submitted a bid of $35,820, which includes the actual live unit, 75 gigabytes of data, AT&T Priority SIMS cards, the actual server, and a multi-input license. Funding for this project is available through the city's Public Education and Government, or PEG fund account. I respectfully request that we award this bid to LiveView Incorporated in the amount of $35,820. And I'm happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Director Barnes. Any questions from the council? Can I have a motion to award bid?
Mr. President, I make a motion to award the bid to live broadcasting unit.
Second.
Seconded.
Thank you, Councilman Mitchell. Madam Clerk, please call for roll.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. Moving on
Thank
to
you.
agenda. Thank you, Director Barnes. Moving on to agenda item 8D, consideration bid recommendation for fleet acquisition. Two 2021 Ford F-150 trucks from Apple Ford. Director Lee, you have the floor.
Thank you, President Smith, Mayor Moore, and council members. The Department of Public Works is requesting approval to purchase two 2021 Ford F-150 XL trucks to replace two vehicles which have exceeded their expected lifespan are on the fleet schedule to be replaced and surveyed out. The department solicited several quotes, including from vendors on state and county contracts. The accepted quote is from Apple Ford of Columbia, Maryland, who is a vendor on the Baltimore County contract number 00004504. Based on a replacement schedule, the following vehicles would be removed from the fleet and replaced. Vehicle number 72009 Dodge Nitro assigned to DPW, and vehicle number 808, a 2005 Silverado assigned to FMPS, which is the Fire Marshal's Office. The quotes were as follows: Apple Ford, $61,000, Lindsay Ford, $57,859, and Hertrick Fleet, $54,686. Funding is provided for in the FY 2022 CIP Fleet Replacement Program allocated through Ordinance Number 1971. The net cost for both vehicles is $61,000. Recommendation: although the accepted bid is not the lowest bidder, the final cost includes a negotiated reduction of $4,640 off the initial contract price, and there are no potential additional fees for shipping delays and any other unforeseen increases due to current fluctuations in the vehicle market. In addition, these vehicles will be available within 3 weeks, now less than 3 weeks, with the expected delivery time in this month, January of 2022. The two other bidders both quoted a 30-week plus lead time with no firm delivery date commitment. Based on our evaluation and the current state of the market, it is recommended that the purchase of these vehicles for a total cost of $61,000 to Apple Ford of Columbia, Maryland, be approved, and I'm available if you have any more questions.
Thank you, Director Lee. Any questions from the council? All right. Can I have a motion to award the bid?
Make a motion that we award the bid to Apple Ford for those two vehicles.
Can I have a second?
That's a second, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Sidnor. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. DeWalt,
Yes.
Mr. Sidnor,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes. Right. Well, if there's no further business to come before the council tonight, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.